It was the 1930s when something started in Orange Park you've probably only seen portrayed in movies.
What is this monkey farm, monkey lab? What is it?
Okay, we're talking about what was originally called the Yale Primate Research Laboratory.
Cynthia Cheatwood runs the Historical Society of Orange Park and tells us in the old granary building, which is now a natural health store, there was a headquarters to an old monkey research lab, which eventually changed its name to Yerkes Primate Research Lab, run by a scientist with that name.
Because some of the work that was done, cited in psychological journals, was cited the world over.
A couple doors down, in an office park, you see an odd old concrete building with steps that seem to go nowhere on the second floor.
Because there's a Tarzan from my youth idea in your head. Mm-hmm. And what are they not telling me? You know, they want the guess.
So there's a lot of people think there's like some sort of secret.
Yeah.
That's where there was all sorts of research on monkeys for decades.
Let's be honest, a lot of this sounds like a sci-fi movie. It just does. And one conspiracy theory floating the streets of Orange Park for decades is they were mating humans with monkeys and making the dreaded Humanzee wandering the streets of Orange Park. Only that part wasn't true.
Yes, and that one is on the web, and occasionally it kind of goes viral on the web. It is a falsehood. There is no truth to it whatsoever. This idea of a Humanzee did not happen.
Yeah, it was in the woods here because Kingsley Avenue was just a 2-lane road out into the woods, and you really couldn't see it, and it was surrounded by a big fence. It was off limits to people.
Nelson Helmuth owns and operates the granary today.
Everyone kind of gossip about what was going on back there?
Yeah, there was always gossip about what they were doing and if one of them had escaped. The real gossip, I think, was the fact that Dr. Yerkes wanted to raise a young chimp as a human to see how humanized he would be, and that is where my building, which is the granary.
He was a child when the monkey lab was still operational and shrouded in mystery until the mid-1960s.
It didn't work out so well because the baby started taking on characteristics of the chimp instead of the other way around. So
he scoured his business for years and found very little evidence of what went on in the monkey lab, except one odd finding in the upstairs bathroom.
There's a half a dozen electrical outlets, which surprises me for a bathroom. So
It makes you wonder what that's for.
What they were doing in there with all those electrical outlets, I don't know.
So what was done inside this mysterious facility? Frontal lobotomies on monkeys. They were given all sorts of drugs. And there was even one case where a woman raised a monkey as a human child to see what would happen.
Was a lot of it stuff that wouldn't have been allowed today?
Yes, absolutely.
Ever since the lab closed in the mid-60s, it has remained the talk of the town.
I'm assuming there are all sorts of conspiracy theories of what happened here.
Eventually, yes. Those don't come while it's here, though, which is kind of interesting.
Okay.
But part of that is that it was a big employer for this town.
The latest came to me this past fall when a woman spotted this monkey outside her apartment on Wells Road.
I was freaked out, totally freaked out. I was like, oh my gosh, it's a monkey. And I think I scared the monkey from inside.
One theory is it descended from the monkeys at the old research lab, but Cheatwood says it definitely did not. She sounded pretty confident because all the monkeys were moved out when the lab closed. But then again, who knows? Scott Johnson, Channel 4, the local station.